Hey, I'm Brazilian living in China. So I want to make this video in English because I worked as an English teacher. I've been an English teacher for many years. That's what I have pursued as my career. And I have been in China for 15 years. Before coming to China, I lived in Canada. So I want to tell you the language process. So my videos are going to be about helping you to understand how to learn English well, and they're going to be in English because that's my method. It's English immersion, and my method is not suitable for beginners. So if you are a total beginner, this is not suitable for you. But if you are intermediate, that means you can understand my video, or advanced, you can keep watching this video. That's going to be good for you. Well, for beginners, you can still listen to it. You can practice your listening, but I'm more like an expert for people who are intermediate or advanced, because a lot of people want to improve like their spoken English. They want to express themselves in a better way, and that takes practice. So my method is immersion, and it's based on the student, right? So I want to explain you why it's hard to learn English and what's the best way for you. You know, people look for all kinds of books, all kinds of contents, but English learning or your language skills, it's something very personal. It has to be according to you. You cannot master all kinds of knowledge. So let's say you were a doctor, right? You have your daily routine, and you can think about what kind of language you use on a daily basis, and that's the kind of language you have to learn in English. Some people like to travel, so when you're traveling, you have to reserve the hotel or order some food, ask for some places. So this is the kind of language you have to learn, which is based on you. So if you're taking English classes and you're not practicing enough, that's not really good for you, because classes should be based on practice, active practice. So basically you try to understand what your teacher is saying, and you process the ideas and try to come out with something. So the language learning is something that you are exchanging ideas, you're being active, and you're sharing like what you can do. So maybe we know a few words only, and then we keep learning new words, like relating to our previous knowledge. So our brain works in patterns. We like to make associations, like maybe I know first some words, right? And then I say them, and then I relate to them some new words. So that's how it works. Maybe I can try to tell you some examples, right? So we know the word balance, right? So we can also learn imbalance. We can also say unbalance. We can say the word equilibrium, like to make something well balanced. So we kind of relate everything to one word, and you work around that word, like making sentences, trying to explain what you mean. So you exercise your thinking. So that's how you build or construct your English patterns in your brain. So that is done with someone. It's hard to learn on your own, but a lot of people, they're good at like talking to themselves. They do a lot of listening, and they just speak it out. That's a good way, actually. But maybe a more fun way is to make friends or have a teacher, so that you can talk to someone, you can ask questions. So, you know, like being curious is also the key. Like you're always thinking how to say something in English. So you use a dictionary, and all sorts of questions you can look them up in a dictionary. You can use the AI. That's an excellent tool. Some people like to talk to the AI, so you can ask anything. So there are many resources, but mostly language learning occurs under like a subconscious level. Like you're having a conversation and through the conversation you will face new words, you learn new things. So you have to be thinking in the language. So that's the immersion method. And as a teacher, I kind of facilitate it for my student. Like my students are trying to say something, I just help them. I help them to develop their thinking in English while we are interacting. So when they listen for me, they're practicing their listening. And when they're being active, they're actually building the English patterns. So this is how it works. So like your environment, like maybe you need a teacher, you need some language partners like to talk to them, and you can get a lot of listening resources from the internet. Yeah, there are all sorts of resources, and kind of do it based on your interest. Like I learned 5 languages, but of course my first language, Portuguese, I didn't have to study it, but I learned by the environment, right? So I was in the Brazilian Portuguese environment, so I learned it very naturally and subconsciously. I didn't think of it. And when I lived in Canada, I took many classes also for French, because there is a French-speaking province in Canada. And so just by being in that kind of environment, I would pay attention to what people are saying, and I would try to speak it out. So this is the language process. Maybe first you can listen a lot, and then you try to say it. There's not only one method you can follow. Actually, all methods can help you. You can learn words, you can memorize something, whatever. But as long as you do it, and you have to be consistent. So my suggestion is to learn maybe 30 minutes per day. And the very best suggestion I can tell you, and what's gonna help you, you can actually learn English from me. I'm a professional English teacher, certified by the TESOL program, which is international certificate. It's valid throughout the world. So basically we TESOL certified teachers, we can just teach anywhere. And what I do is to provide a 6-month course. Like you have like 3 classes per week, and we practice. So each time we do 30 minutes practice, and it's based on the students' career, what they want to talk about, what they need. So I ask a lot of questions because that's what matters, right? You want to learn English for yourself. So we develop English based on your needs. And it's very efficient because there's a lot of practice, and my method is immersion. Like we use the language, so it's not for a total beginner, because a total beginner cannot follow it. But if you are understanding my video right now, of course you can take my lessons, and it's a mentorship. It takes 6 months, and I will guide you. You just have to follow what I tell you, because I have got a lot of experience. I'm an expert in the field, and maybe you have your own career. You don't have time to study how to learn a language, but I can tell you what you have to do. So basically you just follow the steps. We do the practice 3 times a week. You're going to be listening to some English on a daily basis. So you do daily studies, maybe from 10 to 20 minutes per day, and then we practice 30 minutes each time. During the period of 6 months, you can totally master it, because we go very straight to the point. We do English practice. We correct some grammar mistakes. So all kinds of questions you have about grammar, I can explain it all to you. And it's very straightforward. It's helpful. And so immersion, think in English, use it. Do like daily studies. So this is something you have to have in your mind. Every single day you're going to be studying, maybe for at least 10 minutes. Yeah, you got to do that. And you just use a notebook. You think of words you want to learn, and then you write down sentences. So do it 10 minutes per day at least. You can listen to English songs or English podcasts. We can arrange it to you. Like I can tell you like what you can listen to, what you can do every single day. And during our speaking practice, you don't have to worry about anything. I'm gonna guide you. And I'm pretty sure that half a year, mostly my students, like in 1 month, they have improved a lot. Like 1 month is enough to start speaking a lot and understanding the language, like getting a good feel of like what it feels like to be an English speaker. So it's, like people spend many years to learn and they never master it. So I don't believe in the long term. I believe in immersion, intensive, and maybe short. So speaking of a language, it's something extremely broad, right? But you can master it in 6 months. You just have to follow daily studies, and that doesn't take a lot of time. And we can adjust to your time, like that 30 minutes per day. You got that time, and then we just practice, and we make friends. So I make friends with all my students. Any questions they have, and no matter where you come from, we're gonna use English. Like we are Brazilians. Like I also speak Spanish, Chinese, French, but we don't use other languages in my class. We just use English because it's an immersion. Let me know if you have watched this video. If you want to make friends with me, maybe you can add my WhatsApp or my WeChat. I use these two platforms or apps mostly because I live in China, but I'm Brazilian. So with people from my country, we use WhatsApp to communicate. And I also use Instagram. But here in China, we use WeChat. So if you're in China, you can add my WeChat. Just drop me a message. I'm gonna tell you my WeChat or my WhatsApp, my contact. And I hope to be very helpful for you, for English learners. I want you to master your English as soon as possible within the period of 6 months. So let me know if you want to know more about anything. I am a Brazilian person. As I said, I lived in Canada, be in China. I speak 5 languages. So if you have questions, please get in touch. And I'll be seeing you guys on YouTube as well. Take care. Goodbye.